Hi everybody, it's me, Beth Minardi, here from Modern Salon Facebook. I'm so excited to be with you, and I hope you're tuning in from all over. I'm here with Modern Salon and with Kat, who's not only my model, but she is my assistant at the salon. And I want to show you what a lot of people are asking about, and that's modern highlighting. This is not your mother's old-fashioned frost job. Everything's soft and muted, and the ends are lit, but I don't like to see the ends monochromatic. I like to see shade on shade moving through the hair. I always talk about this, but you know, a hair cutter sculpts with scissors, combs, brushes, air, dryers, rollers, whatever. But a colorist sculpts with color. So here I'm using demi cream color. And please, everybody, listen to Aunt Beth. This is my Beth Minardi demi cream color, which is opaque. And here's why it's opaque. For you to do two things with a demi. Demis deposit with developer. They deposit with 5 volume developer. And my demi cream is always mixed with equal parts of 5 volume developer. It doesn't blend gray. If you want it to, it will cover gray hair. I have a lot of gray, and I cover my gray with my demi cream. But the other great thing it does is create lowlights that last forever. Now, some companies are trying to create lowlights with liquid demi color. It'll look really beautiful the day you do it, but think of sheer stockings versus opaque tights. Those opaque tights are longer lasting and you don't see through them. So think of watercolor versus oil paintings. Oil paintings are not see-through. So that's what demi cream color does. Today I've mixed my 6 BG with equal parts of my 3 BB to give you like a level 4 or 5 demi cream low light. Because Kat, as you see, has beautiful natural hair. It's a level 4, 3-4 light, medium to light brown at the root. She's faded from the sun, and she's also had some highlights in the past. So what I'm going to do is beef this up by putting in more low light to eliminate. You know, seeing a little bit of light on the ends is sexy, but if you take away some of that light with dark, the dark next to the light makes the light pop and look lighter. So we're sculpting and we're shaping the hair by low lights. So here I am, and you're going to see me place a few highlights later on, and I'm using powder lightener mixed with 20 volume developer, as well as my formula of my demi cream Beth Minardi color. So here we go, and feel free as I work to ask questions. I'm using this wonderful new brush that they call the paint brush from Framar, which is a real tool that I enjoy using. And I love using my long foil, which is the right denier and the right weight. There are companies that have very heavy foil that's hard to fold. There are companies that have such thin foil that when you go to paint on them, they break. So the right weight and the right length being pre-cut. When they come, Kat folds them in half for me vertically. When I get to the wider part of the head, I might open the foil and lay it into the head like this, and I'm melting away from the scalp. So low lights can be closer to the scalp, and they don't have to go all the way through the ends. Because if someone were in the sun, not every one of the ends would be uniformly deep. Highlights, however, should be melted toward mids and ends of the hair, which I'll show you later on as we work through. So I'm weaving, and you're going to notice, there's a blonde highlight I want to leave out. And I'm going to place this foil, and then you're going to notice that I'm going to begin placing the foil at opposing angles through the head. And this is what most of you have known from me for years, talking about my zigzag wrap. Zigzag is I'm going to do it next. So if you're watching, here I'm with the left side of the foil higher than the right side. The next foil I'm going to put in is going to be pretty much one after that will be with the left side lower than the right side. So what I'm doing is zigging, zagging, and not working in a straight line up the head. So this is really something I enjoy doing, and you don't have the client with that stripe light, stripe dark, stripe light, stripe dark, the kinds of like a zebra going up the head. So when low lighting, sometimes I weave like this, and sometimes I boldly slice like that. but I'm not doing it in chunks. And again, not every low light has to go all the way to the ends. Again, this is demi-cream color, and after I wrap the last foil, I usually process for 30 minutes at room temperature, or if you put the client under a roller ball, you can process them for 15, 17 minutes before you check. And then, of course, you rinse, shampoo, and condition the hair. The one thing that I enjoy about these low lights also is that, guess what? They don't fade away. And when the client comes back 6, 8, 10 weeks later, she still has dimension in the hair. And as I said, a lot of my younger clients want to come every 2, 3, or 4 months. They don't want to come every 2, 3, or 4 weeks. And most of my clients who are gray coverage or color changes at the roots also get high on low lights through the hair shaft. So anyway, I know some people always ask, what do you charge or how long does it take? When you do this kind of work frequently, you get really good at it, and it goes so much faster. So you don't have to book off 2 hours. This can happen in 15, 20 minutes, and it really helps you build your business. No one can do this at home. And as you see when you look at the back, I'm going to turn Kat a little bit, it's a visual. And for most of us, we're in show business. People see this, and people recognize, gee, I can't get that look at home. I love it when people isolate the hair with saran or paint the hair, but what we have to realize is that in our salon business, we have to keep the experience going, and people can't think, oh my God, it's so easy, I can do this. Nobody can do this to themselves unless they have 8 arms or, they can move their arms in ways most people can't. So here we are zigzagging these low lights through the hair, and I'm allowing some of these old highlights to remain. Aha! Here we have one of Kat's highlights. You can see it. Moved away from the scalp, but it's still here on the left side. So I'm going to omit it. I'm going to allow that to remain blonde, but by deepening the hair adjacent to it, that highlight will pop more and look lighter. So Kat, do we have anybody tuning in?
Yes.
I know Kat's following Facebook, Modern Salon Facebook on her phone. Who's asking the question?
So J. Travis Walters from Los Angeles asked, how do you decide when to take the low lids all the way to the end?
That's a good question. When I'm working on hair and I come to a section that's very, very light in a large area, what I do is I'll weave in or slice, skip and slice a low light and bring it to the end. You don't want to omit all the ends, and that's a great question from LA because you're getting a lot of sun out there, I know, like we are today, but that's today. So what you're doing is breaking up that overly abundant blonde. You can see on Kat's ends, and I know they'll be, Malcolm will be able to pick this up so well. She's really pretty much monochromatic through here because I haven't done this for her in months. And this is also from the sun and oxidation. So what I want to do is make sure that I not really banish it, but she's got dimension through the hair shaft. I don't want to lose it at the tips of the hair. Great question. Thanks for tuning in. Who's next, Kat?
We have another one, Jessie, asking, what color are you putting on?
I'm putting on my own color, Beth Minardi Signature Shades, and I can show you what the demi creams come in a violet container, and the permanent shades come in an orange container. And what I did on every box is a little message to you that says Beth Says. And what I tell you in Beth Says is when to use that shade and when not to use it. Because I believe that great hair color also comes from great communication and great education. And it's not, oh gee, it's a 6. What's that gonna do? A level 6 is only a level 6 2 times, folks, in permanent dye. Number 1, when it's applied to pure white hair, and number 2, when it's applied to level 6 hair. The color you put on is not necessarily the shade you're going to obtain. And that doesn't matter about anything. But I love my color, and I made it after working for incredible major manufacturers most of my life. And you can get it on bethminardi.net, and you can also come to my Facebook page called Conversations with Top Colorists, and we talk. We don't cuss anybody out. We're nice, we don't bully, we answer questions and share ideas every day. So thanks for asking, Beth Minardi color. But if you're using another brand, I hope you're not, But if you are, use a demi cream. You will not get long-lasting good low lights with liquid demis. That's all there is to it. Thank you. Okay, so now you see I have the left side lower than the right. Now let's make the left side higher than the right. Zigzag. Anybody else, Kat?
Bethany from North Carolina is asking where our products are sold since they're not at Cosmoprof anymore, and I'm telling her right now that she can get them via Beth Minardi's signature,
BethMinardi.net. And for those of you who live in the Pennsylvania area, you can get them at the Art of Business. But we take your orders 24/7 and ship to you right away, BethMinardi.net. And our prices are wonderful. My permanent cream color is only $5.29, as is my demi cream, and the liquid demi is only $4.99. And the liquid demi is very acidic, twice the shine, a modern diode, and I have given you all the shades you need, none of the shades you don't. Okay, Kat, who's next?
Nobody quite yet.
Okay, well, so I'm glad somebody from North Carolina reached out, somebody from California.
We do have a comment that you might be able to give some insight on. Joyce Joyner said, I think that you said Cat is a level 4 or 5. I'd have guessed 6.
No, okay, you know.
Maybe you can explain your thought process.
Okay, maybe that we have wonderful lighting here.
Mm-hmm.
She is a light brown, a lightest brownette. And I can say this, I also look at people's skin tone, and she has warmer skin, and her green eye has an orange fleck in it.
And my
which means that there is the thing in her, she has pheomelanin. Now, if she had this color of hair with ice blue or gray eyes and pale skin, she might be a eumelanin or a cooler person who would be easily blonded single process. But I'm looking at her, she has richer pigment, and once you know there's an underlying red pigment in the hair, you're working on brunette hair. Great observation. It does look lighter maybe on camera, but she's a 4 to 5. But thanks for tuning in.
And there's somebody watching from the Netherlands.
Oh, Holland, where tulips grow.
Top fan.
Okay, hi.
Good for you, Suzanne, top fan.
From Holland, the Netherlands. Hi, how are you? I always wanted to go there. Maybe I will someday. She's just saying hi, right?
Yep.
So hi to her.
Shale is asking, can I get these colors in the UK?
Soon you will be able to. Yes. I have tons of people come to visit me at the salon, my friends from the UK, and I give them a bag and I load it in so they can take it back to England. And I'd love to come to England to teach because I love everything English. I love Downton Abbey, I love the Queen, I love the whole family. I watch all the royal videos. I know about Prince Philip. I watch The Crown. I watch anything that has anything British. Please invite me, and I really want to go to see where Anne Boleyn, God forbid, you know what happened. I want to go everywhere there. Hi, but my color will be available there. You can send me an email to bethminardi@gmail.com, and I'll keep you posted on when we're coming to England. That would be fun. I'd love to go to England to teach. Okay, so I'm going to keep zigging and zagging up the side of the head. And then I'm going to get to the bleach. Okay, so let's take this in right now and work again on an angle going up the side of the head. Weaving. Now when I look at this, she's still got some blonde in the front, which I think is kind of pretty, but let's deepen the back of that section to make the color jump. And if you see it drifts away, all you've got to do is pull the foil. And I'm stretching it out. Notice, I am not folding this hair up. I think a lot of people have problems with migration because the poor people are trying to work on short foil with long hair, and they're trying to put it like spaghetti in a spoon or something, and knotting it all up. When you stretch it out, you get very even penetration of the product, and it's also less work. And when I go to the sink and I use a single prong clip, you don't have to, you can do anything you want, and I just clip the base. When I take and you can see, again, how these are shaping zigzag through the head, like a veil. When we go to the sink, all we do is take the foil and pull it straight out. No killing yourself, opening up fold after fold after fold. And it makes a lot of sense. It's easier.
Beth, you're getting a comment from Modern here. I think you should let everyone know what we're going to see after you're done putting in the foils.
Oh, this is great. What I've done is I pre-colored the other side of Kat's hair. So we're going to take it down, comb it through, and you're going to see it. Then, later on Modern, you're going to see the entire reveal that we're going to show you on the internet, and you'll be able to comment, take a look at it, we'll review everything. Again, this is Beth Minardi Demi Cream Color, 3BB and 6BG. That's a 3BB. BB in my line replaces N's and double N's. N's to me have always been important because they gentle things, but some of them are greenish and some of them are purpley, and I don't like that. So I created no NNs, I created BBs. In the brunette levels, they're balanced brunettes. In the blonde, lighter levels, they're balanced blonde. Lift and deposit with no shift to warm or shift to cool. Really a balanced result. Okay, so yes, I'm glad Modern we're posting again later.
And if you guys stay tuned, as soon as she's done placing the foils, she's going to turn her model around and show what this looks like.
Yeah, and I know we only have a few more minutes, Maggie, so I'm just trying to help people learn to, look, if you take away one thing from this, when you're highlighting and low lighting, don't only do a vertical route, one right on top of the other parallel. Twist that foil, make it, and say to yourself, the shape of the head, where am I now? Now I'm going to the top of the round of her head. So when I pick up the hair, I say to myself, okay, if I section this on this angle where the left side is lower than the right, and let's supposing I slice and skip, and slice and skip and slice, she usually wears her hair down, so here's how these low lights are going to fall. And I think about that. If I think it's too much and I don't want it quite as intense, I can leave the center out as a pop of lighter color and just low light each edge. Hair color is really fun, and I've been doing it a long time. I have never ever been bored, that's for sure.
Ready for another question?
I sure am. Who is it?
Stephanie is asking, do you use the zigzag sectioning for highlight surfaces as well? I'd love to see how it falls.
Oh my goodness, I show it on my Facebook all the time and on my website, bethminardi.net. This is the way I foil wrap bleach into the hair like every single day at the salon. Of course, highlights, lowlights, you got it. This is the way I do it. Great question. Thank you for asking, Stephanie.
Okay, let's see if there are more.
Now I think this little piece as we're moving toward the top needs a highlight. So what I'm going to do is use my powder lightener mixed with 20 volume developer. Now I want you to think of applying lightener not in the center. Don't start your application at the root. Start it at the end of the hair, on the ends, because that's where you want the brightness and the lightness to really show up. And then I work it up, and I zigzag holding my brush vertically because I want to melt this onto the end. I don't want to go from root to end.
Silvano's asking, do you use only one shade for low lights?
Great question. So you can use 5 shades, 6 shades, as much as you want. When I'm doing reds, I might put some in there that are very dark red, others that are crimson, and others that are brown. On blondes, one of my favorite is my Demi Cream 10BB, which I adore. And it's like an ecru eggshell. Even the most pale, seamless, very angel-like blonde will never be upset. But it will make that blonde kick a little more and not look just monochromatic and flat. Anybody can create monochromatic one color at home. Being able to intersperse different shades in multi-directional highlighting, not just multi-dimensional, is really key. And by the way, again, it keeps the client coming back to us, not just to any salon, because we've elevated hair color to an art form, and nobody can do this at home. Thanks for asking. Use
Beth,
as many shades as you like. Yeah, man.
another question from Modern. Obviously, Kat has the most gorgeous hair. It's straight, it's silky, it's in good condition. How would you do this differently on either a curly-haired client or a client with a lot of texture or a client with damaged hair?
Okay, here's what's great, guys. I have a lot of super curly clients, and I love curl when it's correctly tousled and beautiful and in good shape. You cannot do this on curl unless you iron the hair straight, in my opinion. When my curly haired people come in for highlights, the first thing we do, we don't style it and blow. We just take our iron and make sure we flatten that hair so that when you're working with curly hair and you don't straighten it out, can I step away for just a second? I'll be right back, everybody. Focus on Kat. Focus on Kat. Focus on Kat. Focus on Kat.
Well, that's not
Does
so
Modern
hard.
Salon have any questions for Kat?
Kat, how long have you been a hairdresser?
Okay.
I have been a hairdresser
Here I am.
for
Go
4
right
years.
ahead. Talk.
I've been a hairdresser for 4 years, and with Beth on September 6th for 3 years.
What's the best thing you've learned from Beth?
Probably skincare techniques really are gonna save my life when I'm older, I'm not gonna lie. All the skincare techniques and the multifaceted ways that you can address hair color and client needs.
Good answer.
Yeah. I also think she's seen caring for clients and that we are in a service business. And I'm seeing things that sometimes bother me online because it seems people get really mad. And yeah, you can be really mad because some people can be very rude. However, I will say this. Be mad, go in the back, scream, go in the bathroom, scream, talk to your friends. But the client just needs to see you say, you know. And the way I fire a client, I never do. You shouldn't, I've fired maybe 6 clients in 30 years. That's pretty good. And it's because you're not allowed to hit my staff and do things like that. And I'm in New York, we do get crazies. So here's what I say, you know, I am so sorry, I don't know, but I'm gonna blame myself 100%. I'm in the business of making people happy, and it's all my fault I can't make you happy. So maybe it's better you saw somebody else. Now what sometimes they do is then they beg, oh no, I know, I love what you do. But you know, you need your clients. And some of the toughest clients are your best ones because you've learned from them, okay? Okay, so let's zig and zag a little more. And I'll be right back.
I have a better answer to your question. The biggest thing I probably have learned from Beth is when I've watched her do hair color services, like a single process, a woman who comes in every time for a single process, doesn't quite love paying more for her services, and Beth will still dance foils around her face to make sure it doesn't go too dark. And I just found that really, really profound, that somebody of her stature and her status in the industry still will go the extra mile for somebody, even though she knows that, you know, she's just doing it out of the goodness of her heart and in the name of hair color.
And while we have you here, how do we follow you?
How do we follow me?
Yes, your
I'm
Instagram.
Kat Nicole Smith, KATTNICOLESMITH.
Perfect. And Beth, how do we follow you?
Yes, well, you can be on my Conversations with Top Colorist page on Facebook. You can email me anything at bethminardi@gmail, and you can buy all my things or learn more about my very special colors at bethminardi.net, 24/7, 7 days a week. And by the way, I should say in September, if you live in Philadelphia or near there, or anywhere you feel like you're kind of close to Philadelphia, I'm speaking for an hour and a half, teaching you color, no charge, but you have to register at Premier Philadelphia. Okay? So I want to show, if our camera can zoom in, this is a blonde strand I'm doing, and you can see that I'm holding the brush vertically, not horizontally, and I'm not back combing the hair. I don't like to back comb when I'm doing a melt because I don't like to see the tangles at the sink and the damage with people ripping through the hair. That's just me. You can do whatever you want. Now here I'm going to do a foil to foil. You see how this is hair wrapped in a highlight. Look what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to take a little low light, weave, and I'm going to stretch it right over that foil. And without leaving any hair in between, I'm going to low light it. Okay. So that's foil to foil, everybody. We also call these back-to-backs. And those of you who've been in my classes know when I go over the top and wrap like 40 back-to-backs, you get the most amazing, it looks like you've done the whole top of the head. It's not just the direction of the foil, it's where the hair will lie based on the shape of the head, gravity, and the texture of the hair. So when you read technicals and they say, always put 6 foils here, maybe that model needed 6. Maybe I'd need 4. Maybe somebody else would need 10. You're the artist and you need guidance, but after you've done this for a while, you've got to start feeling it, you know? And here's the thing about hair color. Think about learning to swim. I can read books about swimming. I can watch videos about swimming. I can talk to people about swimming. I can go to lectures about swimming. But until I get in the pool, I will never learn to swim. There are people who talk and 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 talk about hair color, but they're terrified because they don't get to do it. Don't be scared. If you go to my conversations page and you ask a question, we will answer you. And it's not a push of product, it's a push of technique and professionalism. Of course, I want to sell you product, but for those of you who've known me, elevating what we do in art form is kind of my big deal, okay? So we're getting close to the edge here, close to the top, and I'm going to place a few highs and lows. Let's drag a new highlight on this, I'm sorry, Kat, in. And so, yeah, so we have just a few more minutes.
Yeah, and everybody just stay in there because she's going to show what it looks like. We're going to have the model turn around so we can see what it looks like.
Yeah, maybe before I finish we should do that so people don't leave us. What do you think?
I know, we just, a couple more minutes and then we're going to show what it is. Jay Travis, what is the Facebook group you are talking about?
Yes, my group is called Conversations with Top Color Professionals by Beth Minardi. You have to ask to join, and we do ask the rules, like give us your email address, don't curse people out, don't bully, and just ask questions and be nice. And we hope you're a licensed hairdresser.
That's what we want.
Yes, okay.
He says thank you.
You're very welcome. He's the guy from California, I think, huh? I believe so. He's joined us. We have people from all over the world who join us. Okay, so look what I'm going to do, guys. When you are going to do a face framing highlight, and you start this far up mid-ear, that lady's going to think this hair's black. So do yourself a favor. Go on a steep angle, not straight across. I want you to go on a steep angle. Bring that hair down. Now we have air blowing in here, but that's okay because it's really hot today. Okay, now I'm going to use a short foil, one of my artistic short foils, and I'm going to weave right off the scalp, tiny. Teensy, teensy, tiny, and I'm going to pull the hair forward because that's going to give me less drag, and I'll get what we call right down to the wood there, baby.
Here, I'm trying to get a better view of this, yeah.
Down to the wood. Thanks, Kat. Okay, so now I'll be able to, and I'm going to switch to my smaller tint brush. I like different sizes of tint brushes for different things. And I love this, my little tiny one that comes with my products. Okay, and then I'm going to fold up, and I'm going to fold in and clip the foil. Again, you fold it whatever way you want. I fold in from one side and clip it. It doesn't make any difference. But this is the way I do it, okay? And again, notice this foil. It's not thick. It folds like a dream, but it's not so thin that it tears when you start to put the color on it. And that's what sometimes happens with that foil, okay? Our tools matter. So right behind that, in Modern Salon, you can see this, I'm doing another sexy little face frame highlight because even a brunette like Miss Kathleen likes to see some light around the face. And so do your clients. And Kat's right. I know when I have a client in the chair, and my work is not inexpensive. I think it's correct for where I am at this point in my career. But I can feel them wanting more attention or something a little more. And like today, they put himself in the book for a single. If I can kiss 6 or 10 foils around the face, it takes me no time. And they say, every time I come, I'm just so happy. And that's why I have clients who've been coming to me. My daughter's 30, and I have clients who I was doing when I was pregnant, and they still come. And I have new clients too, but I have some oldies or some goodies, and they come in. It makes me really happy. And none of them get old lady hair, they get cool hair, okay? No helmet heads.
So Anne Marie is asking about the foils. Are both of these yours?
Yes, both of these are mine, and they're available from United Beauty Supply in New Jersey. If you're interested in the foils, go to my Facebook, Beth Minardi, Conversations with Top Colorists, and I will write for you again. It's posted there all the time. The name of the distributor, they ship it right to you. You get it right away, and it comes in packages of 500. They're all completely neatly wrapped and ready to go. United Beauty Supply, New Jersey.
And Beth is based in New York City, but she travels around the world educating and has been around for several decades teaching. All the top colorists probably have learned from you.
I'm very proud of, I think aside from coloring hair, teaching people to color hair and to lead a better salon life has been my professional goal, and also helping us to ask for the respect that we deserve, and also to deserve the respect we think we want. So, and I will say this, I've been doing this a long time. I learn every day, every day. Today I learned something new. And you know who showed me something new? This one. So, I might not, and I watch videos. My dear friend, Artem, has shown me videos other people you do and conduct, and I like that, and I might really like some of the things, or not like them, or love everything, and that's important. I think, you know, when people put on one manufacturer once said to me, I only care about what our company's doing. Okay, and they're very successful. I think you have to look at what everybody's doing, and you don't have to jump on everything. But it'd be like a cook who never learned that there was a thing called Béarnaise sauce or whatever. You know, you got to know the new stuff.
All right, so I'm going to go to your team. You have two of your team over here who were going to help you with the foils. But you guys, I'm going to come to you in 1 minute. I want you to think. Yeah. So I want to know from each of you, what is the best thing you learned from Beth? What's the most important thing for professional hair colors?
She wants you to answer a question. What's one of the things you learned from me about hair color?
About hair color?
Yeah.
About the highlights. Last time I did a very nice. Beth showed me the nice technique for the face framing. I love it, and I share my technique with her. So I love it. And I also soon I'm gonna go and take a class with Beth. So I'm so excited.
Yeah, you know what's great about working in the salon, and I think Marina can speak to this, we're friends, and there's a camaraderie of everybody just like, you know, it's like, what do you think about that? Or did you see this? Or I love that look, what did they do? And also people talk about, you know, in front of the clients, we don't talk about what's going on, like a bad day, but there's a camaraderie that I hope we don't lose. And if you're in a salon suite, make friends with the salon suite person next door, and let's bond together, because united, we have some strength, and if we're divided, it's not as good. So Lorena, talk to me about, Lorena works at our location at the Plaza Hotel. Yes. She sees everything and she does everything.
All right, so Lorena, the best thing you learned from Beth for other colorists.
Okay, so Beth keeps it very simple. She is very artistic, and she loves to have fun with colors. She doesn't make it this hard, you know, complicated thing. It's just very simple. She loves to have fun with her color and her clients, and she's just so goofy and silly and loves to have fun.
So it makes it a great experience.
Yes.
Make the whole thing. Oh, that's nice. Look at this. All right, see, somebody was complaining that you didn't have an assistant for foiling.
Oh,
so
That's me. I just
she's
sit
the
down
assistant.
here.
She's the assistant.
It's hard doing it from down here. I can't see anything. She's a strong, independent woman. She does
Listen,
a
I've
wonderful
done it without
job.
an assistant, and I've done it with an assistant, and I urge all of you, if you want to do this for a long time, get an assistant. And don't worry that they're not going to stay forever. They're not. Hopefully you help them grow, and you are a mentor to them. I just got a book I'm waiting for from Russell Brand, who I love. He's cute. A little nasty, but I love him. He's British. And it's a book on being a mentor and mentoring. And he starts by quoting St. Francis about be a healer where there is injury, be kind where there's cruelness. I love him. And I still get them to the Greek about once a year. I still like that.
Okay, so you guys, in a couple minutes, Beth is going to show the reveal on the other side, but we had a question. I'm going to mess up this name. Milika wants to know what volume you're using.
Volume of developer in the lightener is 20 volume. Volume with my demi liquids and creams is always 5 volume. And with Beth Minardi color, we always mix, even with my high lift blondes, equal parts of developer. Thanks for asking. Remember this, the volume of developer you mix with bleach doesn't make it bleach more, it makes it bleach faster. So, people think, oh, I'm using 10 volume, it can stay on for 6 hours. No, it can't. It's going to go slower, but people think I'll use one thing I have to warn against. I have seen this, I saw it last week, I'm not going to say where. Somebody was mixing bleach with 100 volume developer and putting it on a woman's head and then putting them under a dryer. We don't want to take anybody to the hospital.
Did she burst into flame? I mean,
But you know what? I was upset. But now, when I had my own salon, I would have jumped over there, but that would not happen. But please, bleach, no matter what you mix with bleach, it must be alkaline or it wouldn't lift. So be careful, guys. Don't burn the hell out of the hair and say that was the product's fault. It's your fault. Okay. So, moving right along, we're just going to finish here. And I'm going to, as I'm at the top, what I want to do, she needs some blonde, but look what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to continue melting this because this is a young woman. She doesn't want to look like a wampa white stripe on the top of her head. So what I'm doing, it's just like I said about buttering toast. If you only butter the center of the toast, it doesn't taste very good. You've got to make sure the edges are buttered. And so here, I'm making sure that the ends of the hair are really enveloped in lightener. I'm holding my brush vertically, working crooked up the hair. I'm not bunching the foil, but in this case, I'm going to fold it up. And oh, by the way, sometimes what I'll do is to create something really interesting. I'll shadow in a low light closer to the scalp. And then I won't fold because I don't want to interrupt and marry one onto the other.
so you did the shadow, then her natural color, into
Then the root with the shadow, virgin center of the hair, bleach the ends.
Cool.
1, 2, 3. And we can cut, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay, so here we're getting down the wire here on Madam Kathleen. Let's do one low light behind the new highlight. Okay. So Lorena, what I'm going to ask you to do in just a second, I braided the other side of Kat's hair to get it out all the way.
Okay.
And I'm going to reveal on camera, and if you wouldn't mind brushing through because you're the hairdresser, and you'll see, because I wrapped the other side before we came down here so that we wouldn't waste Modern's valuable time and we could teach everything we wanted to teach. So please tune in, and if you want me to come to your area, I can come, but I can't come for one person. I could, but you would.
We can talk to you online.
We can talk to you. We're planning new webinars and new podcasts, and we talk to you every night on Conversations and on BethMinardi.net. And thank you, Modern, for allowing me to be on Modern Salon Facebook.
Are you kidding? Thank you, Beth. You just have so much great information to share about so many things, and
She's a real
again,
hairdresser.
And we can get into other things, but not here. Okay, Lorena, where are you, darling? So I'm going to turn Kat so Lorena can step in.
all right. So I'm going to come over here to show the placement while that is being done. And Beth, how long, I don't know if you're going to get into this, how long would you process this, and would you use a toner?
I could use a toner, but today I'm not. I just want the lifted hair. After I wrap the last foil, she can sit for 30 minutes at room temperature, or I use a Terra Belmont roller ball, and I give them 15 minutes before I check them. They're usually done. And I usually wrap one side and then the other. I don't go back, front, and I'll tell you why. If I finish one whole side and I work on the other side separately, guess what happens? I use heat on the second side and no heat on the other side, and it all comes up even. Women don't like to go back to the sink, back to the sink, back to the chair, back to the sink. people get upset after that. Oh, thanks. Okay, oh, she's spraying. Good.
So just so everybody knows, I've been working with Beth on her 5 keys to foiling, and that's going to go up by the end of the week. So come back to Modern Salon, 5 Reasons to Foil by Beth, with Beth Minardi.
Oh, count 5. Actually, there are a lot more than 5, but we limited it to 5. And look, whatever you do, if you balayage, if you paint, if you use saran, if you use paper, if you use whatever, that's your business. But my business is making people happy and happy to spend a lot of money and staying with me because they really believe that it's helped their life. It makes them feel good about themselves. We are in the business of making people happy.
Okay, so before we see the big reveal, Beth, just remind us, how do we follow you?
Okay. Well, thank you, Modern Salon, for me being on Modern Salon Facebook and in Modern Salon from time to time. I have a Facebook, and you, if you're a hairdresser, can be a member. It is free. It's Facebook page, Conversations with Top Color Professionals by Beth Minardi. You can also find out about my products and where I'm teaching on bethminardi.net, and that's where you can buy products 24/7. And also you can email me anytime at bethminardi@gmail.
All right, and Artem, how do we follow you? Poor guy just stopped down and
I have an Instagram. It's Artem Coiffure, my page. So please.
Artem, Artem.
It's R-M.
You from out of town? Artem, what are you from, Brooklyn?
No, I'm from originally. I'm from Ukraine.
Ukraine? Yeah, we didn't think you were from Brooklyn.
You're from downtown? That's a downtown accent? Uptown.
The far east side.
Uptown
Real
accent.
far east side.
All right, and then over here, we know how to follow Kat. One more
We know
time.
how to follow Kat, but
Go.
I'll tell you again. It's Kat Nicole Smith, KATTNICOLESMITH.
All right. Go ahead.
And I am Lorena, Lorena, Lee, Li Robinson.
Perfect. All right, great. So you just let us know when it's ready. I know we had it in a braid. It was all smooth when she came down, and we braided it to keep it out of the way. So.
Which is usually what I do at the salon anyway, so it's pretty normal.
All right. So what do you think? Any parting thoughts, Beth, before we go to the reveal?
No, well, my parting thoughts are I love, most people in the world are born with brunette hair. So beautifying brunette is one of the things I do, and it's not boring because it's work. It's not just putting on a brown shade. So, if people really want color, it's what you do in the hair lengths. You don't have to make everybody all over red or all over blonde. It's the dance of the different shades that makes hair color special.
What would you charge for this in your salon, what you did today?
$425.
$425.
But that does not include, that includes a wonderful conditioning, and it also includes me taking you over to have your hair cut and styled, which is separate. I don't pay for your parking or your lunch, which I've had.
But sugar, spice, and everything nice is included.
Yeah, but we do provide a great experience, a wonderful shampoo, a deep conditioning, and dimensional color. And by the way, this kind of dimension on somebody covering no gray, 3 or 4 times a year, that's all. Covering gray, when they come in every single retouch, we don't need to highlight. Every second or third or fourth, we put in some highs or lows. Sometimes only some new highlights. Sometimes, especially September when you're back from the beach, only lowlights. It just depends on what you're looking at. The key is, what you did last time is only a guide to today. There are people who use the same formula on a person for 32 years. The lady comes in, it's the same thing. Then they wonder why people don't come. Because they're bored and they were waiting for you to introduce something new.
So Beth, what's the best thing you learned in the past month?
Oh gosh. In the past month, I've learned more and more about gratitude and more about being able to look at today and to look ahead and try to not think that the past represents the future, because it doesn't. Every day is a new show. Every day is a new beginning. And that's what I learn all the time.
That's a nice answer. Are we ready for the big reveal?
Should we take off the towel and the smock maybe? What do you have underneath? Just black, hairdresser black.
Yeah, I'm wearing all black. She always yells at me. It's okay.
I don't like black. I don't even like black smocks. I wish everything were not black.
She is very colorful. It's her
Yeah, but
profession.
today I wore a black top. Okay.
Okay, so it has the braid in there, but
Yeah.
So go through Beth and explain to us.
Okay, well, she had done a beautiful blowout back at the salon, but you can see she still is lighter on the ends, but you do see depth in the ends too, as well. You see deeper strands against lighter. She looks like a brunette with highlights. She doesn't look like a blondie blonde. There's some very hot, sexy pop right around the face. She wears the hair back, you see it, but it's not a big stripe. It's beautiful woven pieces of golden inside, chocolate and amber, and really rich brown on brown.
It's beautiful. And then the finish, once this is all processed, we're going to
You'll see
have
her blowout pretty
we'll
and
see
all
the blowout that she came in with before we braided it.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely beautiful. Do a little turnaround here, a 360. Yeah. Yeah.
Slower this time.
Go a little slower.
Slow. Again, the foils are not all laying one on top of the other.
Yeah.
Zig 'em and zag 'em, folks.
Perfect. Beth, thank you so much. Everybody, thank you. Go get in here together, and thank you guys. Check back in with Modern tonight, and we will have the finished shot. And again, thank you for everything. You're just amazing educator. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the Edward Tricone staff who took time away to come with me today. Maggie, I adore you forever. Modern Salon, you're the best. And Kathleen, she's the cat's meow. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.